coast of the Sea of Oman. I'm here driving the new Audi S3 undercover with
Nico.
Nico.
Super. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And your title on the development is?
I'm from technical development and I'm responsible for the driving characteristics.
And the driving characteristics of the car are quite good. I've been driving it today for about an hour. We've got a 2-hour drive loop. And these roads really show off some of the improvements made to the S3, which are quite complete. They have worked on the brakes, the rear differential, the suspension, and the engine to deliver more performance, more emotion, and more enjoyment. On the way up here, we had a really nice climb up some switchbacks, and you got to feel the increased power of the S3. Now, the specs they gave me are actually listed in PS and Newton meters, so I'll have to go back home and actually check the output in horsepower, unless you know it off your head.
It is 333 horsepower, no?
333 horsepower,
yes,
and the torque
420 Newton meter.
And the torque is up to 420 Newton meters. Do you know what that is in pound feet?
No, at the moment not.
Okay, that's okay. But the point is, the 4-cylinder, the RS3 has a turbocharged 5-cylinder, the S3 has a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder, and when you're in the sportiest sport dynamic mode, the response is quite good. So the Dynamic Plus mode is only for the S3,
yes,
new for this generation, and basically gives you more steering feel, a louder exhaust back there, a titanium Akrapovic exhaust. The dashboard, this one's actually undercover. It is a prototype. In fact, I'm not even allowed to tell you about the digital experience of this car, only about how it drives. You really hear that Akrapovic exhaust when you get on the throttle, and the response to the pedals is really good. Unlike in some Volkswagen products, when you hit redline in the sportiest mode, it will just redline. It does not upshift for you, which is something I like. I like that you are completely in control of the shifting, for better or worse, in the S3 in Dynamic Plus. You have to watch a little bit on these roads out here in Oman because there are lots of camels and cows and donkeys and their droppings all over the highways, so it does require a bit of concentration. And one of the things I like about the S3 is that it's pretty versatile. So you do get adaptive dampers if you select it into one of its more milder modes, just regular sport or comfort. The ride calms down a lot on a choppy bit of road such as this. Now they're making the S3 in 2 different versions. There's a sportback and a sedan, but Canada is only going to get the sedan, which is what we are driving. So if you want the hatchback, write a letter to Audi. Maybe if you buy enough of the sedans, they'll start sending the hatchbacks over. Now the active rear diff is capable of sending 100% of the rearward torque to either the left or the right wheel as it needs. In fact, the Dynamic Plus mode, which is the sportiest mode that we are in, it's capable of delivering more torque to the outside rear tire to help it go around corners a little tighter and help give it a sportier feeling. If you're wondering about the front-rear torque split, well, it's basically split 50-50 in its most aggressive setting, which is what we are driving in. Okay. And the good news for us winter drivers in Canada is that if there's a loose surface situation, the rear end needs more grip, the car will automatically send more torque to the rear or whichever wheel needs it for maximum traction. So you can use the all-wheel drive system for fun, for cornering, but also for stability in poor weather. While we never exceeded the speed limit once today, I'll tell you that it is quite stable at the speed limit. And the good news is that when you're going very fast, only the speed limit, there are 18-inch brakes up front versus 17 on the previous generation, and those are covered with 19-inch wheels to fit that big brake package. Those front brakes are actually shared with the Golf R, and they do a great job of slowing this car down from the speeds that it's capable of reaching. Because with 330 horsepower, you can go pretty quickly. And that's about all I'm allowed to tell you about the S3 at this point. I can't tell you about the infotainment system. I'm not allowed to tell you about the design, the exterior, or even the interior, which you can see is covered by a protective mat, which is currently blocking some of my sweet, sweet air conditioning. For that, we're going to have to wait a little while longer as details of this car, like Canadian pricing and availability, are still kind of unknown. But rest assured, the S3 is a great car to drive. The team that have developed it have worked a very long time to make sure that it is just as fun on sun-bleached desert roads as it is Canadian snowy highways. For Driving.ca, I'm Clayton Seams. For more first drives, don't forget to check out a full write-up on this car and more at our website.